Briefing for Wednesday, the 24th of April. I'm Stephen Ridgway. Microsoft has been dealing with a bug in fix for Outlook. They've rolled back a fix for a known Outlook issue that causes an incorrect security alert when opening ICS calendar files. That has been present since installing the December Outlook desktop security patches. Basically, the error appears to be that if you've applied the patch, when you try to open a calendar file, you get a link warning the location is unsafe. So they've rolled that back. They will be rolling forward fixes to this soon. And in the meantime, there are a couple of workarounds in the article, which we will link to the briefing. The Coral Raider group has been using CDN cache to push InfoStealer malware. So this particular group, Cisco Talos has said it's moderate confidence that it's actually the Coral Raider group, but the attack is using TTPs that have previously been known by that group. Attribution is very difficult in this space because, quite frankly, any of these groups can copy the TTPs of any of these other groups, and even when groups put their hand, kind of claim responsibility for stuff, you can never really tell whether it was them or not, and they're often only loosely associated groups at the best of times. Anyway, this particular group is delivering the Luma C2 malware, another wonderfully difficult to pronounce one, Rhadamanthus, I think it's pronounced, starts RHAD, Rhadamanthus, and the CryptoBot InfoStealers. All of those are available from what's described on the Bleeping Computer article as underground forums, as malware as a service. For a subscription fee. The article, the Bleeping Computer article, has got a good diagram of the infection chain, and it does show you how this particular this particular campaign, malware campaign, is working. It effectively, when a user opens an archive. Now there are some assumptions in here, but it's most likely malicious email delivered or downloaded from a trusted location or malvertising. It's unclear at the moment how the initial compromise is undertaken, but it contains a link to a PowerShell. When I say link, it contains an LNK file which contains PowerShell commands to download and execute heavily obfuscated HTML application HTML file from an attacker-controlled subdomain on the do you pronounce BYNNY as Bini or Biny CDN platform? Never come across Biny before, and a 30-second Google search didn't particularly help. So I'm guessing it's not one of the more popular CDN platforms. Don't know. The info stealing payloads that are the outcome of clicking on these links are stealing information from a vast array of web browsers, applications, including KeePass, Google Authenticator, Authy, various other things, and then it also looks to grab information from a long list of cryptocurrency wallets. So one to be aware of, definitely one, have a look at this. There are some indicators of compromise. indicators of attack. Check that your playbooks in your security visibility tooling or your SIEM are capable of catching this stuff. Would be a good idea. So in the UK, Carpetright, who are a friendly high street carpet seller, appear to have been hit by a cyber attack. It has allegedly taken offline the ability for customers to order online. Also, apparently, has had an impact on head office and staff intranet services. There is not a great deal of information at the moment. However, if you are a Carpetright customer, just be vigilant, I would say, around potential phishing attacks that are purporting to come from or being associated with Carpetright. Usual things. Change your passwords. Definitely apply multi-factor authentication if it can be done. I don't know. I haven't used Carpetright since the days when you paid in cash. So, or by card, but you know what I mean. So I'm not sure. But if you can, go through the usual things to do with protecting yourselves if there's been the potential that your PII data has leaked. And hopefully Carpetright will be setting things back straight again soon, and there'll be further information forthcoming. Then finally from me, in the category of I really don't like this stuff, NSO Group is not one of my favourite organisations. Only because they seem to be incapable of keeping control over where their very potent spyware gets used. Yes, appreciate that they're supposed to be supporting nation states fighting terrorism. However, it does appear that Spain, the Spanish authorities are fairly certain that in May 2020, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez and 3 of his ministers, including the Minister for Defence and Interior, Ministers for Defence and Interior, were targeted by Pegasus spyware. I mean, one could argue that a Prime Minister and Minister of Defence and so on are terrorists, but I think that would be conspiracy theory bonkers stuff. However, their investigations kind of got nowhere, so it was all put on hold. France has now provided the Spanish authorities with further information, and it looks like Spanish authorities and the French authorities are going to be collaborating on looking into this, because it appears that President Macron and several of his ministers have also been allegedly targeted by Pegasus. So, interesting definition of supporting governments spying on terrorists when it looks like heads of state are being targeted, but we don't quite know by who. However, just as an aside to that, Spanish government has actually admitted in using Pegasus to hack the phones of Catalan separatists. Now, I do appreciate that, certainly from looking through a certain lens in Spain, Catalan separatists may well have been classified as terrorists. Separatist movements in that part of the world do tend to be, there is a militant tendency, I think, over there. So I can't say that the Spanish government's actions are completely squeaky clean. Who knows? But either way, it is worth, again, being aware of the fact that this stuff's out there. It is targeting people that it shouldn't be targeting. No information at the moment about who's doing it. However, you can't claim it isn't going on. Right, that's enough from me for today. Hope you have a good Wednesday.